Okay, so hi guys, it's Miss Lollipop and welcome back to another video from me, or welcome to my channel if you are new. So in today's video we are currently doing a build, and again we are back working on the builds for my save file. So this is the second build that I've done. I did a build I think 2 weeks ago. I think I had like a week break from doing anything just because I was struggling for like motivation and stuff. But I saw, you know, a few pictures online of some really pretty like eco restaurants and things, and I didn't really take any inspiration from them, but I mean like they kind of set me off to get inspired to do a build that was, you know, that was inspired like eco like restaurant type kind of thing. I saw some really nice ones on Instagram and I was like, wow, that kind of looks really pretty. I'd love to try you know, building my own eco restaurant in Evergreen Harbour, which I did. So as you can see in this video, I'm currently in the middle of it. So to begin with, you'll see that I fiddle around. There's a lot of skips and things throughout this video just because, to begin with, I really struggled to get the design down. I was struggling to work out, like, you know, where I wanted it to go. So the main thing that I knew that I wanted, which is what I've already done, is this nice little, like, Asian garden almost. I always see them in like Asian restaurants whenever I go to like Chinese restaurants and things like that. I always see those like beautiful gardens in the middle. You can kind of see them, but it's basically like water underneath like a little lake or pond, and they normally have like koi fish in them, and then like fountains and like bamboo. I just call it bamboo. Bamboo trees like inside the like, you know, the I don't know what you call it, like the little fountain area. I don't know, the little lake. I don't know what it's called. Either way, I tried it myself and I think it turned out really, really nicely. You'll see that there's currently like little fountains there. I did actually get rid of those because they kind of ruined the effect of what I was trying to go for, so I get rid of those eventually. But as you can see right now, we're currently in the middle of the build, or not in the middle. To be honest, we're pretty much to the start. But I'm trying to get the idea in terms of like shape done. So obviously with commercial buildings, like, you know, restaurants or shops or anything, you can definitely go a lot more square than what you could normally go on houses. Houses, they look worse when they're more square. At least in the Sims, like in real life, like Sims in the real life, they look quite different. So with commercial buildings, you can get away with going, you know, more square in the game at least. So I went for, you know, a much more squared off, like sort of like a rectangle, except the entryway, you can see that I've just made it as a diagonal just to change up the shape a little bit and make it sort of like, you know, more of an entryway, so it's more focused on that individual area. And I was definitely sure out of the front of the house that I wanted, you see what I'm doing right now, I'm setting up like they kind of look like, you know, when you walk into a park and then you walk along and you see these like trees that are in individual sort of cases, if that makes sense, like along. I knew I wanted that. Right now there's too many of them. I went overboard with it. Okay, so there's like 50 million trees, they're all on top of each other. I do get rid of them gradually. Basically I get rid of the one on the right and one on the left, which means that I clear up like a space where you can walk to get to the stairs, because I've put in a bunch of stairs up there, and then I also go ahead and add in a little bit of decking and just add in like the areas where you'd walk to get into the restaurant to make them a little bit more accessible and like you can see them more. And as you can see, what I'm putting in now is like a little overgrowth area. So basically when you walk onto this decking area, when you walk into the restaurant or onto the restaurant, like the decking of it, there's like ivy growing in here. So you'll see in a second I add the ivy on top of that, so it looked really nice. I was trying to size it up and find like the perfect bit of ivy to go in there, but I thought it looked really nice. I basically wanted the whole restaurant to look very eco, very green, very cared for, like, but also not cared for, you know, like I wanted it to not look like it was like a manicured garden. I wanted it to look like it, like the earth has sort of taken over and grown over it. So as much as it is like really pretty, it's just really earthy and more natural than say like other, you know, restaurants. That was the kind of the idea that I was going for it. Hopefully I achieved it. I don't even know. And I also, as you can see just now, I cleared up the front of the house, or the front of the restaurant, sorry, just because those trees in the front, they were blocking the way to get into the restaurant, you know, the two main entrances. And I was like, well, you need to be able to see them when you turn up to the restaurant. So I got rid of those and I swapped them out for some small plants, and you'll see gradually I eventually changed them into some different plants. I was just feeling my way through this. It did take me about 4 hours, which, God, I don't even know how I managed to cut this down to 31 minutes. Can I just have a round of applause for that? Because 4 hours to 31 minutes is quite respectable. I will take that. But there was a lot of cuts, so you'll see like I'm gradually jumping around. The bits that I've cut out are basically when I've tried out a new design and I found that the design I didn't really like, and then I've just like left it. So I tried out a bunch of different things in this build, so I've cut out a lot of the like attempts that I've done like midway through of like just random things, because a lot of them like they just take up a lot of time. Like pretty much 2 hours of the build was me testing out different ideas of what I wanted to do on the build, and then finding out that actually I preferred it the other way around. And also, don't get tilted, okay, because I'm tilted looking at it. You see where I've done this like little awning bit like over the front, like towards where the trees are. I've added in these like wooden awnings. I've forgotten the one that goes over one of the entrances, and like when I was editing this, I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, Lauren, why did you do this? But I do eventually add it in. Like, it's just, I guess I didn't notice it to begin with, so yeah, just ignore that. Now, in terms of the windows, obviously, it's very eco, and I wanted it to be very naturally lit, and very bright. So I've added in a bunch of windows. The only section that hasn't got windows on it is the very back wall to the right, if you can see. And I turned that into, like, you know, like with eco living or eco lifestyle, I can't even remember the name of the pack, honestly. They introduced these, like, I think they're recycled glass. I think that was the idea of it. They're recycled glass, but they're like tinted with different colors. So I added those on the outside, which you'll see. I'll spin round and, like, you know, you'll see the outside of the restaurant in a second. And then on the inside, I basically replaced that with a big wall of plants, which I think is absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure that CC actually comes with the bathroom. It either comes with the bathroom or the kitchen, like the pack by Felix Andre and Hey Harry, I believe it is. They make some amazing CC, which, speaking of the CC, if you guys want to go ahead and download this, I've included the download links in the description below. So if you want to go ahead and head over to that, you can go ahead and download this lot. I have a download link that will include the CC and one that will not include the CC, so just the tray file. So depending on whether you want to download it with the CC or not, just bear in mind, if you download it without the CC, it's pretty much going to be empty, because most of this build was CC. The windows are CC, the doors, literally everything. You're just going to be left with like an empty shell with no windows. So if you're okay with that and you want to go and, you know, do it yourself and add no CC, then that's absolutely fine. But if you want to download it with all the CC, you can just go ahead and click the link and put it into your mods folder, and then just go ahead and use it. And I've also credited all the creators with their links underneath as well. So if you head onto the Tumblr post that I've linked you to, you can go ahead and check out everybody's links that or at least the CC creators that I've used in this build. You can go ahead and see their links. If you want to go ahead and check them out on Tumblr or any of their pages, Patreon, they're absolutely incredible, and they are the reason that I was able to build this glorious piece of work. Because honestly, I will say that I'm not tooting my own horn or anything, but it's probably one of the most proud, like probably the proudest I've been over a build in a very, very long time. I've never built a commercial building before, ever. Like, I've never built a restaurant or anything like that, so I was really proud of the fact that this was my first attempt, and I think it turned out really, really good. Obviously, it could have always been better, and I think gradually when I, you know, improve and I do more of them, I think I will get better. But for the moment, I think it was a really, really good first attempt, and yeah, I mean, Ben was proud of it, I was proud of it, so if my boyfriend's proud of it, and he looked over while I was in the middle of building it, and he went, wow, he said, you're actually a sick builder. And like, that to me is just like, that's enough. Like, that made me like, I was like, okay, he thinks I'm a good builder, okay, this is good. So yeah, if he said that I'm a good builder and he doesn't even play The Sims, then I'm guessing it must have been a decent build, because he was pretty impressed with that. So yeah, not to toot my own horn or anything. But yeah, we're moving on to the interior. So we've finished basically on the outside. We'll go back into the outside to finish off like all the outside area right at the very end, just to get all the lighting correct and things. You'll gradually see, as I've said, throughout this video, I kind of dip in and out, like in different places. So depending on if I find a piece of CC that I think would work, I dip on out and then I go back in. So like right now, you see that I'm working on the outside, because I've realized that I want to basically change the outside and make it look, you know, a little bit different after I've done the inside. So I always do this with builds. I always jump around, which is why I've done a lot of cuts, because it's difficult. If I showed you the full entire piece, you would get so confused, like watching me just fly around, because yeah, I was basically all over the place. So yeah, never mind. We're adding in some garden walls, or like plant walls. These are absolutely incredible. You'll see that these ones right at the very front of the restaurant will end up changing. I get rid of them because obviously the sign has to go there, and I think the sign makes it look very commercial, but pretty much everywhere else that I put the plant walls in, they stay. Also, in terms of the roof, you would have seen at the start of this video, you probably got like a fly-in, and you know, I showed you around with a nice little cinematic. Let me know if you think that cinematic was too long as well, because sometimes I do them and I'm like, was that a little bit too long? Like, did I draw that out too long? If you think it was a little bit too long, I can make the next one a little bit shorter, but I did it differently to the last time. The last time I just included screenshots and pictures. This time I tried to do it as like a little video. So yeah, let me know if you think that I should cut that down either way. But yeah, hopefully you don't get, you know, too confused with what I'm doing with the amount of cuts. Hopefully it made sense with, you know, the fact that I was skipping around. But I'm pretty sure we've moved on inside. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to tell you, I'm pretty sure I just got like completely off track. So in the fly-in that you would have seen, the restaurant actually had a flat roof. So to begin with, I made a flat roof with like ivy all over it, or like, you know, like plants and leaves and things. And it also had a bunch of solar panels all the way on the top, which looked amazing, by the way. It looked, well, I thought it looked amazing. It looked really modern. But when you compared it to the rest of the area around it and the world, all the other buildings around it had like normal roofs. They had a normal roof, but they had like grass on the roof. So I went ahead and finished off this build. You would have seen like I finished it off with like a flat roof. But I went ahead and asked on my Discord, and I asked everybody what they think I should do, what they thought, you know, which version they think I should use. And they said I should use the version with the roof. So I went ahead and uploaded the version with the roof, which I didn't actually show myself building it, because basically I was just like, it was like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, should I just change the roof and see what everybody thinks? So I went ahead and did that, but unfortunately I didn't record it. But you will see it in the fly-in anyways. That's what the roof looks like. It was very quick to do, so it was fine. Right, you'll see me adding in here. This is where I'm adding in the walkway. So this is like where you go to get into the restaurant. These are all the different, you know, entrances. So because I was running out of room in the actual restaurant, I realized that I'm going to need a bathroom. I was going to need a kitchen. It wasn't just going to be the dining area. There wasn't anywhere to put the bathroom and the kitchen. So I decided that I was going to make I was going to make a basement. Okay. Don't know why that took so long. I kept thinking balcony, and I was like, that's not the word. So I decided that I was going to make a basement. And to do that, you actually have to have a lot that's flat to the floor. So you can't have a lot that is raised or on a foundation. So I had to go ahead and drop the lot. But it did keep the stairs. Like, the lot isn't fully dropped. If you can see, the stairs like look like they're still there. So it does kind of look like it's raised. But yeah, now I'm going in and adding in the basement. So this is going to be where the kitchen and the bathroom is. So there is stairs to get down to there, because I tried adding in a bathroom and a kitchen actually on this bottom floor here, and it took away so much room from the dining area. And I wanted to make sure that this was going to be a nice big restaurant. And in terms of like the people that I think would own it, which is actually what I'm going to be doing on Sunday, I believe it is. Is it Savefile Sunday? Obviously Saturday and Sunday I normally do the Savefile, so I'll do a build and a creator sim. I think it's creator sim Saturday. So on Saturday I'm going to be making the couple that I would think that would own this restaurant. So I thought that it would be like a couple that maybe were like looking to develop Grimm's Quarry and make it much more, you know, eco. Even though Grimm's Quarry is already quite eco, they wanted to sort of add to the environment and make some more commercial buildings that feature the, you know, the eco-ness that they've got going on in here. Because it was once like a big quarry, and obviously quarries include mining, and mining again is, you know, against, you know, like the whole eco lifestyle kind of thing. So they wanted to sort of completely change that and make this a really eco build, and, you know, blend in with the rest of the houses around it, because you guys said that for this this world, so Grimm's Quarry, they've actually got 2 NAPs enabled, so the NAPs, you know, like the things that come with eco lifestyle that people vote for. They've got the modern development, and they've also got the green initiatives, which means that the other houses around the lot have already got they're already like really modernized and really green. So they all have like solar panels on them. They all have like, you know, grass roofs, and like just everything about them was like really eco. So I needed to make sure that I did an eco build to match it. So I feel like the couple that would own this restaurant are very eco, and they're very taking care of the environment. I feel like the wife probably is like into culinary, and that would be the reason that they decided to go for something like this. And I feel like the husband or the boyfriend, whatever it is, potentially would be into like civic design and things, which is the reason they went for a more modern aesthetic in comparison to the rest of the builds around it and the houses. So that's kind of where I went for the build, but that was only something that I thought of whilst I was building it, you know, like midway through, and I was like, I wonder if this would suit. And pretty much everybody on Discord agreed with me, which if you are not on my Discord, you need to go ahead and get on my Discord, because honestly, I chat on there all the time. If you guys ever want to get a hold of me or ask me any questions or ask me where I get anything from, I know a lot of you guys want to know what CC I've got, or, you know, where to find a piece of CC that I'm using. Go to my Discord and just give me an ad, because I basically reply to everybody over there. It's much easier to communicate with everybody on Discord, and I'm always posting on there. And we've always got a really great community. So even if you don't want to talk to anybody else and you want to be antisocial, because trust me, I get you, you can just come over there. Even if you just want to chill and watch what I post, I give notifications for my streams and my uploads. So if you want to get notified for those, because YouTube is pretty crap about notifying everybody. Let's be honest here. Like, raise your hands if you had a notification. Okay, I see no hands being raised. Okay, so that already says enough. Honestly, I get people coming into my streams all the time telling me that they wasn't notified for a stream or an upload because YouTube is pretty shit with it. So yeah, no shade YouTube, but actually, yeah, shade, because you need to fix it. So I added in a bunch of these. You can see these on the top. They kind of look like I don't know what the name of them is. They're kind of like poles, like, or what are they called? You know, the things that go in the roofs? I can't think of what they're, vents. They kind of look like vents, but they are actually like converted into lights, and then they've got ivy growing down them. Also, I just wanted to apologize if you hear any noise in the background. As you guys know, my boyfriend normally sits next to me playing games whilst I record, so you probably end up hearing him like spam clicking his mouse or moving or whatever. So I apologize if you can hear him in the background, because he doesn't know how to be quiet anyways. So yeah, okay, so we've moved on to the bathroom. So in terms of the bathroom, as you can see, I basically just skipped. So right now there's like block soap, which I was thinking was so unhygienic. I've never been into a restaurant where there's been block soap. Like, you don't want to share soap. You don't want to share soap that somebody else has used. So I went ahead and got rid of that eventually, and I basically put like little pumps on the wall, and then you can also see like there's like little paper towel dispensers, so you can go ahead and, like, you know, wipe your hands with paper towels. Oh my god, guys, did you see that? Look at these amazing things. So I put some in the bathroom, and then obviously, or in the toilets, and then I put one up there. Do you see these? Like, do what you want, and the little chill out babe ones. I love these little neon signs. I need to get more of these installed, because they are so cute. I love playing around with that sort of stuff, and I think they look really sweet. I think they really modernized the area, which, again, as I was saying, I feel like the husband / boyfriend would probably own like a civic. You know what? I probably think they're fiancés, but whatever. I feel like he would really be into, like, you know, modern development and modernizing the whole world, but then also being very eco. And I feel like she would be very, like, the wife would be very eco, or the fiancé. So I feel like they've like gone for a compromise on both. So although the you know, the place is very eco as well, it's also very modern, and they've kind of you know, gone for an in-between sort of look. So I think they've definitely gone for a good look here. But we're just finishing up the kitchen. The kitchen was really quick. It was basically just the, you know, amenities that we needed in there. I got 2 stoves for the cooks to cook, and basically somewhere for them to prepare food. You basically need just the chef stations. That's the only thing that you need in a like build to be able to use. So I went ahead and, you know, finished up with those and added in a few sinks for aesthetics. Honestly, the kitchen was probably a little bit too big, but I feel like kitchens just generally are quite open, you know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could have added like an island in the middle, like, you know, a long rectangular island, but it's too late now. I always do this whenever I'm doing a build. I always look back and I'm like, why didn't I include this? Or like, I have like better ideas when I'm looking back at it. But I think that's the point. Like, I think it's nice to watch back and then think, oh, next time I could improve on this and I can add this in. So yeah, if only I had these ideas when I was like currently building. So we've gone upstairs now. You'll currently see, like, I've added in like the marble effect waiter stations and the host station. I actually changed those in the final version of the build to a wooden version. The wooden version, you can see in the flying as well, they suit the build so much more. So I went ahead and changed the marble. The marble was really nice, but it was just very modern and like luxurious, and I didn't feel that suited the eco vibe that I was going for in here. So I definitely changed it to like a wooden version. Okay, so we are moving on to like the dining areas. So I've gone ahead and picked out this this table. This is part of a CC pack. It is a like eco lifestyle add-on pack, which is absolutely amazing. As I said, all the CC is linked in the description, but I've got the creator linked as well. I can't remember what the creator's name is of the CC pack, but you'll see it. You'll see the creator linked in the Tumblr page, anyways. But these are just like amazing. I think for some reason they didn't come in the game to begin with. To be honest, I would think that these would be included in the game. Like if you didn't tell me that this had a little CC badge next to it, I would have just assumed that they already got included into the game. So I think they suit the vibe very, very well, and I think they look like recycled tables, which again, the whole recycled vibe that I'm going for in here, I think that, you know, that really suited it. I'm adding in some blue curtains. Now the blue curtains might look a bit like weird in comparison to the rest of the build, but it was because the backs of the chairs were blue, so I needed to sort of, you know, incorporate the blue into the rest of the build, not just including the chairs. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. These counters are to die for. Are they with the bathroom or the kitchen pack? I don't know. I don't know what pack these come with, but these counters are just insane, to die for. I love them. I love that the marble like extends over the side on the curved ones. It's just so pretty. I also added some stuff onto the table, as you can see, like I'm flipping back and forward whenever I find things. I added like a little menu station to go onto each table, because there's pretty much, whenever you go to a restaurant, there's always a menu on the table to begin with. And I also added in a little candle as well, which you'll see me find in a second. So every table has got a candle and a menu on it. And then the bigger tables you'll see like eventually when we move on to them, the bigger tables end up having a plant in the middle of them to sort of like be like a little ornament type of thing. But yeah, so basically I'm going through the decor section of my game, and I'm just finding random things I think would suit into the restaurant that we've got, and I just flip through. So you can see I found a little cleaning area, so I've gone ahead and put that downstairs into the kitchen. And I found these, and I think these would look good past the waiter section, like little, you know, like bottles of wine that we've got. And then I also found a few signs as well, so gradually you'll see that I just move on outside. It may look a little bit messy, me swinging around from different places, going from one to another, but it's because I'm just finding random items and deciding, oh, that would look good in that area, so I just swing over there and pop it in there, just because yeah, I've got like a lot of items. This item, I don't know why I love this. It probably didn't fit where I put it. You saw that little menu that goes on the door. I see this at like I see that item. Well, I see that item in real life all the time on restaurants. So I was like, I have to put that there. I think that looks so good. Like when you walk up to the door, you can see the menu. So there's menus on there's like menu advertisements on each of the entryways, like the main entryways to get into the restaurant, and then there's also another one at the door, because I feel like, you know, they'd have like specials on the front menu, but when you walk up to the main menu, actually on the door, it would show you everything in that menu. So I think that was absolutely perfect. These what do you call it, these candles look really nice. If you turn off all the lights in the restaurant and then just keep the little candles lit in the evening, it is such a perfect like date setting. So if you wanted to take your Sims here, even if you know you don't live in, your Sims don't live in Evergreen Harbour, even if you just want to come here for like a nice little visit to stop off in the restaurant, this is absolutely perfect. And in terms of the lot it's on the 30 by 20, and it is in Grimm's Quarry, so it's the one literally opposite the quarry. I think it looks good there. I just didn't want to include a house there. I didn't think that you would have a house. I think you probably have like a corner shop or, you know, a restaurant. I think because it has such a nice view, literally as you like look over, you can see the, you know, the big quarry that's sort of been mined out. I thought that just looked perfect to go ahead and like look at. I thought it was a beautiful view, and I thought that, you know, a commercial building deserved to go here, which is the reason that I chose to build something like that. To begin with, it was actually going to be a diner that was going here, but then when I thought about what sort of you know, commercial building would go here instead, what sort of commercial building would go here, because the you know, the world is actually very like ecolized. That's not a word, I just made that up, didn't I? Because the world is very like eco forward, ecocentric, I don't know what the name of it is, I don't know, it's just very eco influenced. I feel like a diner isn't very eco. I feel like a diner kind of looks like dirty and crusty and very un-eco, you know. So I decided to not go with a diner, even though a diner probably would have suited here. But I went for a restaurant instead, and I'm definitely glad I went for it. I think the restaurant looks absolutely amazing. Obviously, we've got like bamboo everywhere. Again, I think the bamboo sort of suits it. I am going to have to go into the restaurant in the save file and edit the menu. Obviously, when I make the Sims, I think we'll be owning it in the next episode. So I'm going to be going into there and editing the menu. Now, in terms of the menu, I feel like obviously we're going to have very eco foods, you know, but I feel like we'd have like Chinese or Japanese type of foods, more culturalized foods, like different varies of foods. I just kind of feel like that whenever I've gone into like an Asian, Chinese, Japanese, any of those restaurants, they've always got that garden, or they're always very eco and very planty. I don't even know what I'm saying, but they're just very green when you look around, and very like clean, and just like looks really refreshing and healthy to the environment. I feel like they're always the Asian restaurants, so I would kind of like to do a menu that is, you know, more centered around that type of thing. But yeah, we'll kind of see what suits. To be honest, the game doesn't really have, you know, the specific items that I want, so we'll have to sort of play around and see what I can do for it. So we should be finishing on the upstairs in a second. So I've gone ahead and placed in all the dining areas. I've also added in a bar, because I know that obviously your Sims always want to get up. I mean, let's be honest, like all your Sims want to get up all the time whenever you're at a restaurant and go walk about. So I would rather than go walk about to the bar, if they want to go and introduce themselves to some other diner, they could go do that at the bar. So I've introduced that, and then we've also just skipped to the outside. As you can see, like we literally finished the upstairs, and this is where I'm like finding items that match. So obviously somebody went ahead on the Discord and suggested that I include an aquarium, and I thought, why have I not got an aquarium in this build just yet? So I added in this aquarium just here, and there's a few different items that I've added in from like this set. This set includes a bunch of really great like eco looking items. So yeah, I've gone ahead and sort of renovated those to match. And we've come back upstairs now, and I think I should be adding in the speakers. So obviously whenever you go to a restaurant like this, there's always like really peaceful spa music playing around. You know the music, you know it. So I've gone ahead and placed around speakers all in the top and the bottom section, and there's also one in the chef's area so that they can listen to a little bit of music as well. And yeah, so as you can see, I've moved on outside and I'm working on the signs now. You would have just seen the roof. The roof right now is flat. It's like got, you know, like solar panels all around it. I cut that bit out completely, like me doing that building, or me doing the build of that, because obviously it doesn't stay anyways. Like this wouldn't be the version that you guys download. The version that you would download is the fly-in version that you saw at the start, the one with actually the roof. And the roof has also got solar panels on it to sort of suit the vibe here. But I'm pulling out a bunch of different signs just to see what signs I think suit it most. I've added in these little signs at the side that kind of say like food, drink, and like a bunch of different advertisements. So if you're walking from the side, walking like up to the restaurant from the pavement, like from where the houses are, you would know that it's a restaurant from the side. But then also if you're looking from the front of the restaurant, there's also the big you know, restaurant sign that's lit up right in the very middle. And I also added in a few like, you know, little pieces of ivy that looks like it's growing over the top of the sign, and also some ivy that's coming from like, you know, where the front of the entrance is, just because I feel like the whole area would have been overgrown and very like, you know, ivy stricken. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Like, you know, I feel like they would have a gardener that kind of like prunes it, but I don't want it to look like a pruned garden. I want it to look like it was overgrown and natural, and I think that just really suits the eco vibe that we've got going in here. I'm adding even more greenery, as you can see, adding in these little planter pots literally along the base of the windows. And then we also cut to, in a second, the evening view. So I'm adding in like a few more plants at the minute, but we'll cut to the evening view. And I realized like a day after that I didn't actually add in any lights around the area. So I was like, well, if people come at night, like no one's gonna be able to see the walkway or even find where the restaurant is. So I went ahead and added in a bunch of cute little fairy lights, or like cute little like tea lamps that go you know, up on the fences up here, and then also on the little fences that are around the like square plots going, you know, surrounding the lot. There's also little tea lights on there as well. So in the end, I think it turned out very pretty, especially in the evening. I didn't get any evening screenshots, but you can see it in the evening right now. It looks absolutely stunning. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy playing with this. Obviously the link is in the description if you want to go ahead and get your hands on it, and it will also be included in my save file when it gets released. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will speak to you all in the next one. Bye guys.